Hi folks, oop, Arty Farty here. Okay, something's gone wrong here. I can't hear you. Let me come back in a minute. I can't hear a word. And I'll be back in a sec. Oh, Anthony no sound. Okay, we're lip reading. Okay. I can't hear him, so we're gonna have to. He's probably hasn't fully paid his internet bill again. So hey Jerry, Ron, Rod, how are you? Nancy, Ron Moen, O'Gage, how are you? Who else do I have? Me. Thank you, Anthony, for coming on again. Helping us out. G'day, Ethan. How are you? Okay, so people try to bear with me. It's a bit breezy here by the beach. So we're going to get a bit of wind noise. This area's got invaded by a lot of people coming down from Sydney. I was struggling to get a car parking. So I am at North Beach, Wollongong, just down from where I finished the stream off from my walk from the original Wollongong Harbour. So I'm just going to show you guys the beach here real quickly, and I'll wander off towards where the old railway lines used to be, as far as I can legally follow it. For the next week or two, all I'm going to do is I'm going to be following where the original first railway lines came into the Illawarra area before the government line comes in. And once I finish tracing that, then I'm going to follow the government line, which is the existing line now, because that's how it's all going to, how would I say, all mix in together, because the government line came in after the private lines. So there's still a lot to see. Now, I'm just going to swap the camera without... Okay, so here we are. This is North Wollongong. What you see up there is Mount Kira. And by where this tree is here, that's where I done the stream at the lookout. Now, that was on last Sunday's stream. So it was basically just up here in that corner there. I have redone a video of the view from up there down to here, but it failed to upload. So we're having internet issues at home. So sometime this week it's going to come up. Now, where the palm tree is here, now let me just get back. Just down beside this tree here. G'day, Al, how are you? Roughly about here is where Chimera Colliery came from, and that went over in the distance there, which is Belmore Basin. Okay, now North Wollongong Beach and the pavilion of what we call the Blue Mile is now just past here. That's where I finished off the stream. There was another rail line that followed the tree line there, and then went to Mount Pleasant, which used to be roughly about here somewhere. G'day, Scott. Glad you can join in. So this is where the lower line used to go in, follow around, and went up to the mine there. But also, we'll get close to it later, there used to be a coke works there as well. And the coke did come up to this wharf here, and it was sent up to Sydney by boat because there was no direct link back in the late 1850s, early 1860s to Sydney. So everything went to Sydney from here by ship. They did take it up by horse and cart, but going up the mountain, the original road is a bit further down. We'll go down to see it later in the next week or two, and it was pretty steep. Okay, so bear with the rough sound. So this is North Gong Beach. In my younger days, this is the section where I used to hang around down in here. Or I'd go up just on the northern side there. Now we've got some sailing boats outside. The straw's picking up. We have got a storm warning for this afternoon and tomorrow. There's a little, you may just work it out. There's a big container ship outside there, or that's a baby one really in comparison to most. There is a ship going out with a load of grain. There are 1, 2, 3 bulk carriers out there. Hang on, 1, 2, 3 normal bulk carriers coming in to pick up a load of coal. Now we got the ship that's out here. It's an unloader. It's going to come in to do load up the copper concentrate. It may also have gypsum on board, so I'm going to keep an eye on that because that's due to come in. If it's unloading, then I'll take a video of the progress of that unloading. And up here, there is another self-unloader up the top here, waiting to come in. They'll be going in number 6 jetty as well. G'day, Thomas. How are you? So we got that one there, and this one here going into number 6. The other bulk carriers, they're going to be picking up a load of coal. The container ship, I don't know whether it's coming here into Port Kembla or it's waiting to go to Sydney. And the continental shelf is just on the horizon. It's funny as it sounds, but it's actually quite reality. If anyone's watched the animated film Mimo, when it gets caught in the Great Southern Current off the shelf, that actually runs just on the edge of the horizon there. So there is a such thing as that. We're currently at high tide, going to low tide. Oh, okay, Anthony, did you plug it in by any chance? You didn't plug it out or something? It's all right. You can monitor the screen. So we're ready to start from there. We're going to go along, follow part of the bottom line, but the main line that went to Chimera is on the other side of those high rises. I'm not going to walk it. I'm going to use the car. It's just way too hilly and just way too far to walk. I mean, we'll be streaming here forever if I had to walk it. So it's not too bad of an area. As you can see, it's pretty clean and clean. We got the Novotel there, which is one of their main hotel stays. Our local council has spent a lot of money doing this place up. So now I just got to go back to my 1-ton Landra. I was struggling to find parking for it. As you can see, it's just madness. I mean, we've been more or less pretty much opened for the last 2 months, but people carrying on like it's our first day of freedom. They've been locked up in jail for the last 2 years, which is a load of crap. Sorry about that. That's my rampage. Oh. There's a bit of water there. We did have a big deluge the other night up in here. So try to cross the road without getting flattened. So this is Stewart Park. I walk back towards the car. We might be lucky enough to see those fools jumping out of a perfectly good aeroplane in a parachute. So I don't know why. Oh, Dodge? Where? Oh, yeah. You call that a Dodge? Yeah, our coppers are actually using, our coppers here, the Highway Patrol in particular, are actually using the Dodges now. They've got plenty of grunt. They've been doing a comparison between the Dodge and the BMW. Here we go. There's a few more coming down.
Can you hear me now, Artie?
Yeah, I can. Can you see these fools jumping out of a perfectly good aeroplane, though? And there's another two behind me. I know it's not railway related, but it's gives you a view of what you can do down here. Now the guy that owns this skydive business, I know him. He's not a bad guy. He's a ruthless businessman, but he's now got this skydive business all along the east coast here of Australia. He's expanding into New Zealand. I mean, they do have some. I've got to admit, they do have he does have a very good crew. And he's got some of the best parachutists in the world here, even some from the US. They do go into doing a parachute competitions, world titles. Oh, we still got another one.
Oh, man. This would have fit perfectly with the skit I was trying to do, and my mic acted up. After you told me your plans, I drew all this stuff up and had a really funny bit I was going to do and started doing it, and my mic kept shutting down.
Oh, it's all right. There's always next time. I mean, who knows what happens? I mean, man, they really copped some rain here. Look, we still got puddles. And that was from 2 days ago. They got hammered here. So the only way you're going to see me do something like that again is if you guys raise the money. But otherwise, I am not going to go jumping out of a perfect good aeroplane, even though I know the guy that owns the business.
You'd have to pay me and pay my way.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to pay you to do it, but other guys can. If anyone wants me to do it, they're going to have to do it as well. But the council has. I'm just trying to get through here. As I said, we've been invaded by people from Sydney at the moment, so it's going to be mayhem. Now, some of the railway line did follow this tree line here, and I'm not going to go up that way because it's just going to. I'm not exactly sure which way the railway line went. I'm still trying to find resemblance of the railway line, and it's getting very, very hard to find. So, anyway, we're going to jump in my chariot, and we'll work our way to where the main intersection used to be with the government line. Now, if those people who have been taking notice of my streams and stories, g'day Dave, how are you? For those that have been taking notice of my streams and what I've been saying about the history, now the train line here, when they brought the first passenger train in, it didn't fit underneath I think that looks all right. Yeah, original trains could not fit underneath the bins to come up the railway line, so they had to use coal trains, coal cars, and the steam engines they used to haul coal from Camera Colliery. So where you had the diamond crossover, they just spun the cars and engine on it, put the passengers in the coal cars, and made that the actual official first passenger train into Wollongong. So you can imagine how fun it was being a passenger on the very first passenger train in Wollongong. So we're going to head up towards there now. With the studies I've made with the railway line, which way it went, I've got it pretty much down pat, especially with all the excavation work that I've done within the area. I've done some discoveries where I dug up old track and old cables, and that came out of the Camera Colliery. When the railway line was taken out, they ended up putting connecting Camera Colliery in with Mount Kembla, where we were last week. And then because the Camera Colliery used to be owned by the steel plant, and it still is. The entry point, they actually changed it sometime in the 90s, where all the miners went in through the Mount Kembla shaft. So I can't read the comments at the moment.
Nothing's come up. Nothing's come up. Rick just came in.
Okay. G'day, Rick. So I'm going to try to fight my way out. It's actually been a lovely morning.
It looks like it.
The wind is picking up a bit. We have got a bad storm and thunderstorms forecast for this afternoon. So And that's going to be hanging with us for the next 3 days. So this is going to be fun trying to get out. I mean, these people carrying on a lot. They haven't been allowed to come down here for the last 2 months, but all the restrictions were lifted up just before Christmas, so they have been able to come down here, but they've just gone stupid. So just talk amongst yourselves while I'm waiting for these people to move. I think I should have come out and brought up some invitation letters, so send me invites to move.
Rick asks, Artie, how did you do at your court appearance for trespassing?
I won the case.
With the help of my video.
With the help of your video, yeah. Apparently, the sign was actually illegally placed. I was within my rights. It's council road. They had 24 hours to remove that sign and relocate it, and they've got 7 days to fix the road up because it's not the road to the steel mill. Okay, but yeah, no, I had no issues. Just bear with me for a second. I'm just trying to concentrate here. Now the railway line came out where that green car is and followed through this car park. So is that Rick Bailey, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Steve 87 just came in.
G'day, Steve. How are you, buddy? Okay, so the bit that I'm going on now, this is where the railway line used to follow. That went to Mount Pleasant. And it veered off somewhere up here by these trees here. And this little line, I'm not too sure which path it actually took, but I mean, know it went through here. There is the local Light Steamers Club there that does 5-inch gauge. Yeah, the railway line went through here. That was the Mount Pleasant line. So now I'm going to go up to the Kimura mine because I know which path it took. So we're going to go. Just got to drive a bit to it because there's no way I'm going to walk that one. Yeah, no, I had a very interesting meeting on Thursday in regards to the boundaries. Okay. We got fun, guys. We got traffic. Yeah. Let's see. How can I get around this traffic? I just got to get my my GPS to work. The one that's up in my head. They've changed a lot of the roads around through here and turned a lot of the two-way streets into one-way streets because they end up putting these they've taken half the street off for cycleways.
Thomas and Split Rock just arrived.
G'day, Thomas. How are you? So if you guys remember where those cannons were from that stream the other week, when I started from Belmore Basin, they're just actually riding further up in front of us here. There is a lot of maritime war history in that through this area, and I think I might do some of that after I finish doing this series on the Irrawaddy line, because there is a lot of bunkers and gun bunkers up along the coastline here.
Rick asked you who's got the Geiger counter.
I don't know.
Your phone's picking up a lot of little like Geiger counter sounds. You're getting a lot of. I don't know if you got a steering or a diesel or something going on in there.
Yeah, it's just a tripod. It's sitting on the seat. I haven't been able to get a window mount for it, but I don't want to put the camera on the window because it got hot. The camera gets very hot on the windshield. I'll try to work something out in the next week. I just had a hectic week going into doctor surgeries and that's as well. Well, with my guide accounts are going, it means counter going. It means that shows you how rough the roads are here. Okay, so you're at the back of the hill here. Now, if you ever got a lot of money to spend and got a couple $1 million to spend, you can buy yourself a penthouse here and looking over the Pacific Ocean and getting hit by the southerly winds. And the upside is you don't have to worry about finding parking when you want to go to the beach. You're just going to have a hard time getting out of your driveway to go shopping. Okay, so Campbell Street here, this is actually part of the original line to get to Camira. If we go left here, which I'm not going to go in because I'll get stuck. There's too many cars in there. That takes us direct in the Belmore Basin. You've got that green paddock. The line went through there and came out to here. So we're pretty much we're basically on the fringe of down what you guys Americans call downtown Wollongong. So it's hard to imagine there was a railway line here.
Let's see, Rick says, we always knew Artie had stuff in his trunk. And Steve says, hey, he stopped for a red light.
Oops, I took the wrong street. Hang on, guys. Yeah, cops I can deal with. The boys in blue, I don't want to have a hassle with, and there's a lot of them around at the moment in the unmarked ones. I don't like picking fights with them because I know I'd lose with them. Sorry, I was in the right way. Yeah, so the original line came down through here. I don't think I can pull over here. No, I can't. I'm going to have to go around the block. There's nowhere to pull over, so I'm going to go in the side street. Now this is downtown Wollongong. Now, an interesting fact about these buildings directly to my right, they've been here since the late 1800s. Apparently, they do not have concrete foundations. The foundations are actually sitting on rock. The way we found that out is one of the apartment blocks that I worked on next door, we were rock hammering with the excavator. And the engineers came racing and telling us to stop using a rock hammer because we're going to disturb the foundations, the footings of these old structures here. So this is downtown Wollongong. The main shopping centre is just where that little bridge is. Sorry about the merry-go-round, folks. So now we've come up to where that bridge there is the government railway line. Oh, goody, I can park here. Okay, we'll go for a walk now.
It says it's a cute little town.
It is actually. Sorry guys, I'll just take you out the passenger seat. It is a pretty nice city. The biggest setback of Wollongong is the cost of parking to go do your shopping. I mean, in a high-rise car park for about 2-3 hours can cost you up to $30. And in the meantime, I can go and do the same type of shopping near my home and park there for free. Just another bit of useless information. See these high-rise... Yeah. It's getting close to lunchtime there, Anthony. Just if anyone's interested, these high rises here, I actually working on digging out the basement and the footings for this construction here, and the demolition of the old building. So my mark is on that building. All right.
Yeah, and you got arrested for public indecency after leaving your mark on that building.
Who you been talking to?
keep talking about leaving your mark everywhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, the person that reported me actually picked up their car and put it in the railway boundary up here on the side of the hill with the excavator. They never complained again. Okay. So the old Kimura railway line actually went underneath the bridge there. And that's where we used to have the actual, what you call it, the diamond crossing. And we came from, basically from the west there. Now, on this empty site here, this used to be the old gas works, where they gathered all, where they collected all the gas from the coke ovens and whatnot, and it used to be refined and treated up in here. Now the gas works stopped somewhere in the early 1970s. And yeah, so this is where they actually pretty much just spun the coal carriages around, and Wollongong Station, without jumping over the other side of the fence, I don't think we're going to have any train. We're not going to have scenic trains because they're doing track work at the moment. But I'll go up onto the edge here, outside the fence. The railway station just up in the cutting up that way. That's looking to the south.
Steve's singing Barbara Streisand. Memories light the corner of my
Good on you, Steve. And as I said, underneath that bridge is where the diamond crossing used to be, and that's the way to Sydney. My next live streams will be further up the line that way. As I said, it's all pretty quiet now. The electrification didn't come out this way until, well, the electrification work started, I think, about 1984, 1983, 1984, and completed in about 85, 86. And with the first official electric train that came down, they again had a bit of a mishap with one of the viaducts up the top, where they actually transferred the passengers, the officials, by bus onto another train, and then the train actually came down along this line.
Yeah, Thomas says you found the tracks.
Well, yeah, and these are still active. It was a single track right up to the early 1900s. I think about 1910 or 1920, thereabouts, or 30s, is when they started the duplication program. Okay, it looks like we might have a scammer.
Already dealt with.
Okay. So yeah, the other junction was further down the track. There was a coke works there, and also a fuel depot for Ampol fuels that became Esso and Caltex. Caltex took over both Esso and Ampol here in Australia, and now it's rolling back to Ampol. Now I don't know if there's much parking up there, but I'm going to leave Wollongong alone for the time being. I'm just going to follow up as far as I can the old railway line did go. In one of the construction jobs that I did do towards the end of that road there where the bridge goes, on the end of that, when we done work at the creeks behind these big blocks of land, where actually I dug up a lot of cables that they used to pull the cars up onto the mountain, and what do you call it, and horse-drawn vehicles as well, where they used to have the interchange before the steam trains came. So you can imagine the poor old horses would have had a fair bit of work to do here. Oh, we're arguing about the song now, are we? Yes, as I said, I worked on this construction here. Just did the earthworks on it. Still standing, no cracks on it. And there was another one just a bit further up. I've done the excavation on that. But all these new ones up here, I haven't worked on. Just haven't been able to. So what's Britlock asking?
He says, we need some super chats to buy you a gimbal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to find a better way of doing this. As you guys can tell, I don't do this. I'm still an amateur at this. So yeah, the Wollongong skyline is changing. The way I looking at Wollongong now, it's turning into another Boston. So for me to move on, I'm gonna put this to the vote with you guys. Now, do you want me to go further down the end of the road, or would you just like me to go down to Wollongong railway station? So that's the question. Oh.
Okay, you got Rick's question?
Yeah, I got Rick's question.
Okay.
Rick, you'd never be able to afford it. Neither could I. Your average price in downtown here now is over $2 million.
Which is about 88 American dollars, so you can't afford it. No, I'm sorry.
Back in 1960s, yeah, back in 1960s. I can't see that building.
I'm sorry, they're voting for station.
Okay, you got that building there, the black one there with the black sides on it. The penthouse up on top there went for some stupid price. I think it went for about 30 million. Yeah, that's Australian dollars. So you basically, to convert it over, the easiest way to convert it, just take 30% off at the moment. Yeah, I found out why it's rattling. Yeah, right now the average price in this part of town, Rick, is about $2 million in this part of town. And that's for a... Sorry, I'm going to move you guys again. And that's for that little shack there. You're paying $2 million for that. So that gives her now right, now left. Oh, God help me. Okay, so we voted on the station, have we?
Yes, that seems to be what they've chosen.
Okay. Okay, this is going to be a little tiny ticky tour. So we're going to go to the railway station, the Wollongong station. I'm just going to work my way around these one-way streets now.
All right, give me a second here. I want to type something in.
Can't turn right there. So we got the see that side. These ones here, these townhouses on the right, I worked on these ones here. Done the footings and that project. Is this a one-way street or not? No. So we're going down the alleyways now. I won't show you guys where I buried the bodies. Just kidding, I don't do stuff like that.
No, he doesn't bury the bodies. He just leaves them there.
Yeah. I'll let someone else do the job for me. I've got my own little army that does all that.
And there they are.
No, that's not them. They're too big.
There you go, your new fan club, Artie's Armies.
What the? Fuck's sakes. You're doing a U-turn on an intersection. Sorry, pardon the language, people.
Damn Australian drivers. Oh, sorry, Artie.
Yeah, there must be Mexicans. They must be from down Ron Bryce's way. They're different from Sydney. The local drivers don't do stuff like that. Only the ones from Sydney. Okay, so I should have gone up that street there. Okay, we're going underneath the bridge here, and we'll head for the station. So that's the railway bridge here.
Just ran over a kangaroo. It's okay.
No, that was my brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Keeps getting up, so I'm going to keep running him over.
Well, I didn't want to give out family secrets, but yeah, your brother was dressed as a kangaroo.
Yeah.
He's a furry, but we won't go into that now.
So we've got another new high-rise going up here. It really is turning it to another. It's slowly turning into another Boston. But mind you, Boston is a lot cheaper to park than what it is in Wollongong.
Hello, T4.
G'day, T4. How are you? So this complex on the left, or this point we call it Piccadilly. So we've got a Piccadilly here as well. So that should help. That should make the English viewers happy. Okay, now where that high rise is on the right hand side, that used to be a dairy co-op where they used to process milk from the south coast. A lot of milk used to come up here. I'm going to go into the car park here, guys, where I can park legally. Ooh.
Good idea. Yeah. Steve 87 asks, where are the platypus?
Oh, they're too far away from me here. Oh, look at this. Reserved parking. The nearest lot of platypuses that I've got is hang on. Is up towards where Creepy lived, and that's about 40 minutes away. There should be a fair few up there now, with the amount of water and rain that we've had. There'll be a fair few out and about at the moment. They're very hard to find. I will go up there and try to get a few for you guys and get some live ones. Not catch them, but try to get them on camera. Now, I'm going to go as far as I can without going over the boundaries. A lot has changed within Wollongong station itself. Like this high-rise itself is a commuter car park. It wasn't always here. It's only probably about 5-6 years old.
Steve's rooting for a repeat of last week. He says, in this episode, your car is towed and you have to deal with getting it out of impound.
Oh, okay. You want something eventful, do you, Steve?
Yeah, he wants your car to get towed and you have to deal with impound.
You don't want me to do that. You don't want to see that.
Hi, random strangers. Hi.
Yeah. G'day, guys. So anyway, as you see here, this is not the original building as such. This was the second building put into Wollongong Station. This came in when they duplicated the line and duplicated the platforms. Guys, on this side here, there used to be a passing loop. Now, I should be able to get on the platform. There's no trains running as such. And no, I'm not going to jump on the railway track, Steve. Okay, let me see what they have here. Okay, the coach is going from the other side. Okay. Now, this side here, on the opposite side, that is the original station building. The original platform started down here, and it finished about there. And this, where I'm standing now, was the passing loop. As you can see, we got concrete ties on our system. I'll walk down to the northern side of the platform, show you what we used to have here. Across the road, that was an add-on. That was the cruise quarters there. Yeah, used to have the cafe and restaurant actually on this side, and we had a bar up over there.
Well, of course you do.
The entrances has been changed a few times. Now on this side here, the same again. We did have a bar up in here and a little restaurant down here where this doorway is. Yeah, who knows? My car might get towed away yet. Now, when the electrification came, a lot of things got changed around. The station platform down here got extended. There used to be, on this side here, used to be a train platform where they used to have the local services going up and servicing the mine going up north.
Rick says we have seen trains and car rides. Next week's episode, Artie takes a boat ride, followed by a bush plane.
Oh, see if I can do that. And yeah, you guys just want to see me get into trouble, don't you? Yeah, I know.
Not me. I have to carry the show when you're gone.
Yeah. So all this here was a cutting, and it's all been dug out by hand originally. And believe it or not, that's the main highway up the top there, which is Crown Street now. But that was actually the original Princess Highway, is also known as Highway 1. And it's the longest highway in Australia, pretty much circumnavigates the whole of Australia.
Hence now, the Highway 1.
Yeah. All this has been shotcrete to stop the erosion in rock falls. They were done by the local miners. And the old switch used to be down in here. And there used to be another holding siding just to the right up there when passenger trains were scheduled to go south, like the workers' trains and that. That actually used to hide them up in that siding there. I'll go to the southern side. This track, as I said, the original platform, or now platform 2, the building's still the original with few tiny modifications. Hang on. Was that one roof? Raised alive? What do you mean by raised? I don't think I should have asked that question, eh?
Steve's trying to get you in trouble, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I
mean, you knew we were in trouble with Steve when he started singing Barbara Streisand.
Yeah. Of all songs.
Yeah, I mean, of all people, yeah.
Yeah, of all people, of all of Barbara Streisand. Okay.
I'll start singing, and that'll chase them all off.
Oh God, we don't want to do that.
No. See, Joyce hasn't come down yet. She's scared to come down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, her singing's pretty good.
She can sing.
Now, I'm walking towards the southern side of most of the rails to the left-hand side is still pretty much original.
Oh, taste.
What it is. Yeah, I understand that. I'm just doing yeah.
Yeah, Steve wants to get you tased.
He wants me to get tased.
Yeah, he typed raised, but he meant tased.
Tased. That's what I was afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if I get tased, Steve, so will you.
Yes. Okay. See, a little known bit of physics is that anything that happens to you while we're live streaming with you filters through the computer and hits us too. Exactly. Yeah. Right. If you believe that, I got a couple of bridges in Brooklyn to sell you.
Oh, you have? That Brooklyn bridge that I was looking for, and it was only around the corner from where I was staying.
Yep. Get to you real cheap. Yep. Give it to you real cheap.
That's why I hate New York. The map that I got given was all wrong. So, platform 3, which is the other side there, now is actually interchange for the morning diesel service to the far south coast. But it originally actually worked as the interchange for the Moss Vale train that went up the mountain, up the Moss Vale line, up the Don Barton line, which I do have in one of my playlists with the old rail motor. It actually used to come up into here. So if anyone is interested in having a look at it, they can actually have a look at what it used to be like, because it had a very unique passing loop up in Dumbarton. And it was a slow trip. It was, the rail motor was like the half the size of your doodle bugs that you had in the US. So as you come up to the end here, as you can see, it's all been flagged off. They're working down the southern side there, which I will not go to because they are doing a lot of track work down there, and I don't want to be in their way because, yeah, I don't want to cause trouble. I mean, we had enough trouble last week. I don't want the trouble from these guys. These guys are big. So there they got the warning flashing lights, and then they'd have red flags, detonators further down. There is a diesel engine on the side there, which is the 81 class. So basically these turnouts here, the track configuration here and to the left, is still close to the original plan. Now where the sewer shed is there, that's where they used to unload the milk trains. And where that brick building is there, that's where they used to unload the milk train and bring the milk over by road to where that new high rise is that I showed on the way in, which is on the other side of here. That used to be the milk dairy. Now, this siding here was put for the diesel trains when the electrification came in, because from here, the electrification originally only went as far as Port Kembla, which is down at the engine service facility. So towards Unanderra and further down the south coast, it was all diesel track. Now, oh shivers, they have taken it out. What a shame. It's gone. It's stolen. Steve done. Blinking lights. Do not park.
They're just being silly.
Yeah. Steve, did you pinch our turntable? Jeez. When are you Americans stolen our turntable? It's gone. It's missing. And there's our spy camera. Say hello to everybody. Okay. Where the portal, all this here, in this section, all this section here has been changed. Now, there was a carriage service facility here. This is where all the South Coast passenger trains and passenger fleet were serviced, including some of the diesel engines. And to where this Portaloo is and the scrap bin, there used to be a turntable. I think it was 4 tracks. And all the passenger, all the engines that were rostered to do a passenger service, that was stored, fueled and ready here. But now they removed it. So that means we only got 1 turntable now, which is down Kiama, which is further south.
Well, thank goodness all the music's digital now.
Yeah, thank God. And you can manipulate the sound on them too. Yeah. So now they're still using these sidings here. Actually, there's not a single one here. I think they might be in Port Kembla. But all the commuter trains now get stored and serviced there. They're all, obviously all electric, but now they're being stored and cleaned and whatnot here overnight. You got 3 rails on this side, and there's another 2 rails of storage on the left. And it looks like they've been changing. It looks like they've been changing tyres or rails at the Coniston Junction, which is just further down. Oops, sorry, down the end of the line, and it is quite a busy junction. I will take some shots of it down there later. signals. Yeah, we've got signals over here, and they're very basic and very easy to, how would I say? It's very easy to understand the meaning of our signals compared to the American system. We do have a very similar signaling system to British Rail, but we simplified it even further. So any idiot can drive a train down here in Australia. Does that make sense, Anthony?
Sure.
I mean, you see, if you see some of the people that started to work for the government, you're going, "Oh, what? Where they must be getting desperate." But what it's done is it's actually it's saving the confusion, and basically, I understand that they're going to use the same system throughout the whole network in Australia. So the way our signalling works, we're in what we call a single light territory. Of course, you've got your normal, and it's operated by CTC in Sydney Central. So, of course, you know your green, your yellow, and your red as they work with your blocks. Now, on these ones here, if you got this one here, you've got 3 lights and a square box on the bottom. You get a flashing 3 yellows, giving a guide that the train's going to the left. Okay, the bottom one is what we call repeater, and that basically is similar to the way you guys have the authority to pass or authority to go into the next section. It's mainly used for switching. Now, the square box that you got, down on the bottom here, they'll actually give you the indication on which track you go. Now, the little red that you have here on its own, if you have a green up the top and that one's still red, that means there is an error on the track. So either you proceed with caution or you just stop at that red light. It means that area is not clear and it's not safe. There's something gone wrong. There's either train derailed in it, or it's false reading, signaling system failed or whatnot. But if that red on the bottom is still active when you come to it, something's not right beyond that point. But when you go to amber or green and the red comes out, it means everything's normal. So we work on as I said, we work on a single light pole here. You go up towards Sydney. From Sutherland, you actually got double lights on top, 2 light system up there. And it allows more trains in a block. Now you can see in the distance there, that one there, it's got 3 lights going this way. So it's actually indicating that you are going to the right track, which is your main. This one here will say you're going on the main siding. But if you just have the yellow one on the bottom, you're going into a switch yard. Same in here. It's sort of simple. Doesn't take long to work it out. And just send a bit of Eustace getting off the railway. And up on the top of the hill there, that's our local hospital. And that's a public hospital. And if he's asking about those funny colours up the top on the side, that's got something to do with night vision and helicopter pilots that during the night, they see it in a certain way. Yeah, they can blink too. Yeah, Steve, they can actually blink as well. Yeah, they can blink as well. So that just the same as your flashing yellow lights over in the US. It's got the same meaning. And even if those arrowed ones are the ones that give you a track flash, that means the same thing. Just go slow. Reduce speed when they start flashing. It's most common down at the far end. At the far end of the other side of the yard. So lots been changed. There are photos on back to Wollongong and whatnot of the old Wollongong station, how it looked. And yes, the architecture is based on the British design, British concept. You can see how they've done the different architecture of the brickworks, how the brickworks have been laid in this building. If you go further down, like into the cutting, it's hard to see now, but the brickwork again is different to there. Okay, guys, it looks like I'm about to run out of data. So, So what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm going to sign off from here. I thank you guys for joining me. Well, the battery's going flat too. So I thank you guys for joining me on my live stream today. And hopefully you guys can join me next week. Thank you for your help, Anthony.
No problem. Yep.
See you guys all during the week. And, yeah, have fun.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
That's the one. Bye for now.
Good evening, everybody.